Me again for another week. Here we are in the middle of September, and what a time it is to be alive. I guess we'll get started by looking at what we always look at first here, which is our price. But before our price, I would like to remind viewers that you can head over to adoptbitcoin.com, and if you like the information that you've gotten from us so far, and if you would like to get more of this Bitcoin related news, education, and information, you can head over to our website. If you scroll to the bottom of the page, you can subscribe for free. All right, so here we are. Today is September 18th, 2020, and very quickly here we are looking at the daily chart for Bitcoin, and as we can see, the price is still hovering around the $11,000 mark. Now, today's first news update comes out of Wyoming, actually. So Kraken Exchange, and for those of you that do not know, Kraken is an exchange here in the United States. It's also a cryptocurrency exchange internationally, but they are the first exchange to actually win a charter banking license in the state of Wyoming. So here you see Forbes article, cracking landlocked Wyoming, Kraken wins the first crypto bank charter in U.S. history. So what does that mean? Well, as I explained to you, Kraken is a cryptocurrency exchange. A cryptocurrency exchange is a website or a business where you can go to and transact and trade your dollars or your local currency in for Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. Kraken is registered here in the United States. About a year and a half ago, the U.S. started to really crack down on exchanges. We had seen this when Binance was one of the first exchanges to shut down its doors to U.S. customers. KuCoin was another exchange that followed very shortly after them in the late 2018 period going into 2019. But Kraken has kind of lasted and has a really good reputation here in the United States. And from what we've seen now, they now have a banking license and a banking charter in the state of Wyoming. Now, Wyoming, for those that don't know, is probably considered the crypto capital of the United States right now. Wyoming's regulations are very friendly to the blockchain and Bitcoin industry. Wyoming is doing a really good job of trying to lead the country right now in crypto regulations, and also now we see in cryptocurrency banking. This is very important for the industry, and it's very important for the United States, in my opinion, because as countries around the world start to regulate crypto assets, regulate the blockchain industry, then we'll start to see more and more businesses and entrepreneurs come into those areas. It's the countries or the areas where there's a lot of uncertainty in the regulations, or if the belief is that regulations are going to go the wrong way and not support these blockchain startups and these Bitcoin startups, a lot of entrepreneurs are leaving those areas and traveling to other parts of the world where there are more crypto-friendly laws and regulations. So it's very important for the United States to get on board. It looks like Wyoming is the first state to really lead the charge in Bitcoin and blockchain regulation, and Kraken Exchange is the first exchange in the United States to win a banking charter. If you want to learn how to buy Bitcoin on Kraken, we do have a tutorial on our website. You can go to adoption.io or adoptbitcoin.com, and you can learn more there. Now, speaking of Wyoming, the next thing I'd like to quickly bring up here, this is more on a personal note, but next week Wyoming is holding the WYO Hackathon. So this is the Wyoming Blockchain Stampede. This conference is going on all month from September 23rd to October 24th, and they are hosting it online and in a virtual type of setting. This is a pretty large conference backed by the University of Wyoming and other private and public sector individuals. You'll see Tim Draper, Caitlin Long is really leading up the state's initiatives right now in this space. So public-private sector. Now, on my own personal note, again, I will be attending this conference, and I will be speaking at the the developers conference here next week. So you can see me there next week. I'll be sure to leave plenty of links and articles for you. But my presentation is titled Data as an Asset, and a lot of what I'm going to be talking about is looking at data as an actual asset for the individual. We know that the tech companies and much of the tech world right now monetizes user data. I have a project that I have been working on for several years now to try to empower people and provide them the tools where they can consolidate and monetize their own data, just as Facebook and Google and Amazon are monetizing your information now. So if you'd like to learn more, please subscribe on our free email list, and I'll be sure to send out a lot of news updates as time goes forward with that. Third update this week is MicroStrategy. So this is going to be more familiar for my friends that are not really in the crypto space, but those of you that are involved in equities. Microfinance or MicroStrategy, ticker symbol MSTR. So they this past week announced that they bought 425 million worth of Bitcoin, which equated to around 38,000 Bitcoin, as a hedge strategy. Now, this is unique because they are one of the first companies that we've seen that is not in the blockchain or the crypto industry that has purchased Bitcoin as an asset and as a hedge against what their CEO says is risk against the dollar going forward. This 425 million buy is the first of their buys. They claim that they will be slowly accumulating more Bitcoin as time goes on. And this is something that I expect that much of and many other businesses will start to do as we start to see risk in the dollar through inflation and also potential turmoil and risk within the equities markets coming up here. We do know that the difference between 2020 and 2017 during the last bull run is that now in 2020, the actual custodial services and much of the banking industry is now on board, and they are very quickly getting into Bitcoin as fast as they can. This really caught a lot of countries off guard. It caught a lot of banks off guard. It caught a lot of governments off guard and a lot of businesses off guard. But now, as we start to see the risk with the US dollar through inflation and many other fiat currencies around the world, MicroStrategy is one of the first companies that is looking at that risk and now strategically reserving Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation for future operational reserves. Again, I expect many other businesses to start doing this. One of the things that I've talked about quite a bit is the race by nation states and governments to start strategically reserving Bitcoin, and that being central banks around the world, actual governments. Once one of them begins to start reserving Bitcoin, all of them start. This is something that's called game theory, and this is packed in. So this is something that we're going to really pay attention to here going into the election cycle and into 2021, watching for more companies like MicroStrategy that are reserving in Bitcoin and waiting to hear about the first countries that publicly come out and announce their actual Bitcoin reserves. Now, this is very important to the individual investor that might be out there. Nothing that we share here on our channel is investment advice, but it is important for you to know that this opportunity right now, we're still in this window where institutional money, private equity, pension fund managers, they have not really onboarded into Bitcoin yet. We are still very much in an opportunity where the average individual can front run the banks and can front run much of the smart money. So if you want to continue to learn how you can use Bitcoin to take advantage of that for your own personal savings or your family's wealth preservation, please follow me on adoption. All right, everyone, that's going to be it for today. That's all the news we have for this week. And if you would like to hear more information or get more of our news updates, again, please head over to adoption.io and subscribe for free. Thanks, y'all, and take care.